How's it going, everyone? Nick here. I just got out yesterday and went to a bunch of different shops, and so I wanted to show you guys the haul that I was able to bring home. But first things first, I do have channel memberships now available. If you're interested, go down below this video right here, click on that join button, and you can see the different tiers that I have available. There's something for everybody. Check that out. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks to everybody who signed up already. And so I got a nice healthy stack here. I'm going to go through them with you guys, just show you what I got. There's some pretty cool stuff in here, some things I've been hunting, just random things that just so happen to pop in. And so we'll see what I got right here. So we got the Maze Agency number 23. Now, I don't know anything about this. I tried to look it up. All I can find was a trade paperback, but I need to go looking for some more. This is actually signed by Francesco. And what was really interesting with this one is it was only a $4 book. It's in great shape. When I flipped it over, we have a CGC label right here, Maze Agency 23 from 1991, signed on 9/25/11. White pages 9.2. So somebody actually cracked this, put it back in a nice bag and board, and here we are. So I grabbed it for $4, so I can't complain for that one. And then, you know, along those lines, I found this other one, issue number 12. It said signed. I picked up on the fact that all their signed books had this little gold label on them. This one's actually signed by Adam Hughes. It just says best, and then Adam Hughes on there. So that was kind of weird, kind of unique. I've never heard of this, like I said, and so went ahead and picked this one up. As you can see on the back of this label right here, we have Francesco and we have Michael Oeming on the art. I don't see anything about Adam Hughes on here, but he did the cover of this one apparently, obviously, because his name is on here, and I need to open this up and see if he does any kind of artwork other than that. This one's actually beat up a lot. It's got a lot of spine ticks on here. I don't know if you can tell in that video, but this one's kind of beat up, so nowhere near a 9.2, but another $4 book, and it's an Adam Hughes autograph, kind of personalized, you know, not to me, but you know, something other than the signature, so I think that's pretty cool. And then we have Space Lady issue number 1 from Behemoth. You know, my shop got this one in. I saw it, it looked kind of funky and interesting. I passed on it. I think they only got one copy maybe, and then it was gone. I never saw it again. And this is actually like the first time I saw it since then, so I just went ahead and picked one up. Anybody reading Space Lady? I think it's only a few issues long. They had issue 2 and 3. I probably should have got those too, but it was like $4.50 for the book, and I'm like, yeah, I really don't want to spend, you know, $13 or something like that on some book right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab number 1, and I like the art. It's pretty cool. It's just funky enough to be interesting, and maybe one day I'll pick up the trade or something like that, or find the rest. Then we have Trencher issue number 4 from Image Comics. I have issue number 1 because of the cartoonist kayfabe effect, so I went ahead and grabbed number 1, and then I found number 4 in the wild, just in some random new arrivals bin that this one shop had. It was really exciting to find it. It was actually pretty cheap, only a couple bucks, and so I went ahead and grabbed that. The art in this book is incredible. It's a 4-issue run, so I have 1 and 4, looking for 2 and 3. So that's one of those books I always try to hunt for when I'm at the shops. Then longtime viewers of the channel know that I have a bunch of Turok Son of Stone issues. This is actually one that came out a little later. This is the Whitman print right here. And so this one actually came out in the early 70s, I believe, but I think it might be like a reprint or something like that of like an issue 20. It was kind of weird how they numbered things way back then. So I saw this cover with a different publisher in the 20s, I think, and then it later shows up in the early 70s. So I have to educate myself on how they published this book and the order and things like that. So pretty cool little find. I love these Son of Stone books, especially when they're only a couple bucks. It's beat up, but I don't care. It's mine condition. So that's perfectly fine with me. This next book was a pretty cool find. We have X-Men 267, the second appearance of Gambit. This was actually about $5, and I found it just kind of in the new arrivals bin. And, you know, the book's maybe, you know, a $15, $16, $17 book in decent condition, fair market value. So if I can find it in a condition like this for like $5, man, that's a buy all day. So I'm really happy that I found that one. And to keep it going, we have some Uncanny X-Men 165. This is a book we'll be covering over on Omni X-Men with Justin Noga Comics and John's Comics with Kids at the end of the month. So I'm excited to get into here. I've been watching all the previous episodes, trying to get primed for this, because this cover is crazy. We're going to talk more about that at the end of the month, so stay tuned for that. Then we have a book that I've seen a lot of copies of in the past, and I've never had a copy. I've never read it. I'm interested in the team. I know a lot of the Backlog guys. They are excited for this potential team up in the future. We have Champions, cover A, issue number 1, first print from Mark Waid. Cool, iconic cover. Man, the shop I went to had probably 5 copies of this book, and they're all the same price, and this was the best condition that I can find. So I'm excited to have this one back, or not back, but in the collection to begin with. So pretty excited for this one. I'm glad I picked it up. I saw it one time when I was there last time, and I passed on it, and I'm like, man, I wonder if they're gonna have it. And they still had like 5 copies. So really cool that I picked up this one. Really excited to get it in the collection. This next book is definitely the kayfabe book for sure. This is Yawn from Spit and Image Comic. This is from Parody Comics, I believe they're called. And they do a lot of these different kinds of books. There's a lot of parody books out there, but this one's very unique. I might do my own video on this one, going page by page, going over the story and some of the artwork, because it is really interesting inside this book. They bring in all kinds of characters from all different publishers, from Marvel, from Image to DC. They bring them all in this book, and it's just insanity, man. It's absolutely crazy. So we have Yawn inside of Spawn, issue number 1, 1982 from Spit and Image Comics, but it's really, I believe it's Parody Comics, I think they call themselves. So a really cool book. If you've seen these parody comics, check them out because they could be really interesting and pretty creative. And then we're gonna dip into some Supergirl love. Now you know I'm into some Supergirl, so I have a lot of these books to go through. This is the official adaptation of the movie, issue number 1 from 1985, the year I was born. So I'm glad to get this one in here. Cool little cover, she's flying over the city. I didn't realize this had so much water damage. You can probably see this brown mark right over here. This whole bottom half was just toast, man. It's all wrinkly and nasty. So I went ahead and changed bags and boards and things like that. And it's not actively wet, but it certainly got some damage at some point. But again, it's in its mine condition. And then I was able to find this pretty cool book. It was a little bit deceiving at first when I just saw Action Comics. I just saw Supergirl on there. But what makes this one really cool is it says celebrating the anniversary of Supergirl's debut in Action Comics. And this is actually issue 555 from May of 1984. And so this is Action Comics, and I thought that was a pretty cool book to get celebrating that anniversary. And I got to do the math because 1984, I don't think that that's any kind of like round number from her first appearance, but I have to go back and make sure what that actual first appearance date was, because there's a couple different dates that you could consider for that. So this is a pretty cool book celebrating an anniversary. Sure, let's call it that for now until we figure it out. So then we have Supergirl in Action Comics 706. Again, I think I just picked this one up because it was a cool cover. She's flying through the scene right here. Smallville, the town where big things happen. Got a direct sales edition. Not too bad. Superman. This is issue number 307. I got this one because I love the little bubbles on here and Superman's reaction to when she drops the bottle city of Kandor and killed 7 million people. There was another issue that I saw where Superman was kind of proudly presenting this bottled city to, like, I don't know, some scientists or something like that. And he was so proud of it. And then shortly after I saw that cover, I saw this one where Supergirl apparently smashes it. So I have to read that and see, you know, how they get out of that. You know, can they actually fix this? Did she really kill 7 million people? I don't know. I got to find out when I read issue 307. 30-cent book. Very, very rough condition. This thing looks like it was wound up and chewed up and spit out, but again, in the its mine condition. But carrying on with the Supergirl, we have Supergirl issue number 9. So these are going to be a little bit out of order, presumably from 9 down to 1, but I have to find one. So we have Supergirl issue number 9. This is the Daring New Adventures of Supergirl, because she's actually been rebooted several times, and so this is actually one of those. Guest starring the Doom Patrol, which is another reason why I like the cover a lot. It's not really focusing on her, it's kind of everybody else. Like this Reactron character, Re-Enter Reactron. I don't know, I gotta read it and figure it out, but it is pretty cool. And then I got issue number 6. So these are gonna be out of order. Again, a cool little cover right here. Battleground O'Hare. She's ripping off some robot's arm, presumably at the O'Hare airport. So that is pretty cool. We got issue number 8. We have that Reactron character on here. We got some more Doom Patrol. So that's pretty cool. These are actually in pretty good condition for their age, which is what I was really excited about as well. Mostly direct editions, which is fine. You know, you can't always find newsstand, but I try to grab them when I can, like this one right here. So we have a issue number 5. I like this cover. It's almost like you're being hypnotized. She's kind of spiraling. She's mesmerized, right? So she's like spiraling downward, something like that. I kind of like the composition of this, and I love the little spiral effect. It's almost hypnotizing when you look at it. So I do really like this cover a lot. Then we have issue number 7. I think I have a couple copies of this. Yep, I sure do. So I think one's a newsstand and one's direct. Yeah, so pretty cool. I need to look at it. These these character models really look familiar, and I have to, you know, take a look at the story and see what's going on. Supergirl's like huge on the screen right now. Looks like she's underwater. There's some bubbles and stuff going on. Maybe she's breaking through. I don't really know what's happening right here. So we got to see what's going on in this issue. It says destruct weapons are ready. Supergirl is breaking in now. So pretty suspenseful there. So I might be checking that out at some point. Supergirl issue number 4, bonus feature, Lois Lane. I don't know if that's her. Will Supergirl's reflection give away her secret identity? Well, people know that she's Linda Lee. I don't know if she carries that that alias through to this generation here, but we'll see what's going on. I like that. Again, she's kind of swooping in, going underneath the bridge with the skyline in the background, seeing that reflection. I like the waves and stuff. So this cover is actually really fun too. I like that one as well. And it's obviously a mirror reflection, which I think is pretty cool. Then we have Supergirl issue number 3, Decay. Bonus feature, Lois Lane. I guess they really were pushing Lois Lane back then as well to kind of supplement some of these stories. Perhaps they didn't feel that Supergirl could maybe carry her own. I'm not entirely sure. Or was this common practice back in the day, just kind of teaming up some female heroes in some of these books so that the readers could kind of double dip on both of them. But bonus feature, Lois Lane. This is cool, little mud monster Decay. I've never heard of this villain before. Don't know anything about them, but it's a cool concept. I like it. It's like a little mud man, swamp thing kind of a thing. So that's pretty awesome. So I'll be checking this one out at some point. And then we have Supergirl issue number 2, Crisis Over Chicago. We had O'Hare Airport a little bit later. Apparently she's chilling in Chicago for a little while. I don't know. Again, flying over the landscape at nighttime, but the colors are still great. I'm not too sure what this little swooping action is right here, what this reflection is back here. So we're going to check it out. I don't know who this is either, but it says extra. Lois Lane starring in The Boogeyman Will Get Ya. So we have our little Dick Tracy character here. We got some Lois Lane action as well. And so what a cool picture. I like how it's nighttime, but it still pops and still a lot of color. You can see like headlights and things like that through the background. A really cool little attention to detail. And of course, all the little office lights and stuff like that. So that is really cool. So yeah, I think that will about wrap it up for the haul. I need issue number 1. And I think, so I have 2, 3, 4. Looks like I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I think I need issue 1 and issue 10 to kind of complete the 10 issue run for this Supergirl, or to complete the first 10 issues for this Supergirl. And then I think it goes to maybe like 15 or 16 really. So maybe I can find these in like dollar bins or, you know, $2 or $3 bins somewhere at some other stores or cons or something like that. Or if you have any extra ones laying around, let me know in the comments. I'd be glad to take them off your hands. But as always, I hope you appreciated that little haul video. Maybe you saw something that you've never seen before. And if you have any information about any of these books that I didn't know, feel free to share them down below in the comments, because I'm always willing to learn some new stuff about the books. But as always, I appreciate you watching the video. Like, subscribe, and share. And if you're interested, please check out the join button down below. Become a member of the channel. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Keep reading, and I'll see you down below in the comments.